After studying this module, we shall be able to learn about employment tests for selection, types and their need, identify the benefits and limitations of employment tests, learn about the characteristics of psychological tests, appreciate that there are various types of psychological tests and their requirement.
Employment tests are conducted to match the requirement of the job truly with the prospective candidate. Test assesses the individual's attitude, behavior and performance related to the job. Tests lead to the better matching of candidate and the job by revealing the facts and qualifications mentioned in the form. There can be following types of tests that can be taken to select a candidate in the organization, like intelligence test, aptitude test, occupational or professional test, interest test and personality test. No test can be foolproof and care must be taken to design it best without any biases to be the good indicators of one's knowledge and skills. Also, individual differences can be found with respect to their characteristics, overall personality traits, their physical and mental capacities, their likes, dislikes and other things. So, tests are considered to be the best ways to know the fitness of the person with the job. Keeping in mind these traits, whether an individual is truly capable for a job or not may be assessed with the various types of employment tests. Now, why we need these tests? Because these employment tests can reduce the cost of the company in terms of selection and placement of the employees by eliminating unwanted persons through tests only. Hidden talents can be seen through employment tests. We can also see or get the competency information about a person easily. Capacity of a person to do a job or not can also be easily judged. Certain tests also help to know the knowledge and proficiency level of the candidate for the jobs. Even a balance between the individual personalities can also be analyzed through various tests such as emotional balance, maturity level, etc.
The benefits of employment tests are: it is a standardized way of finding a right candidate for the right job, gives a better objective criteria for judging the qualities of an individual, provides uniformity in tests for all the applicants, and their marks will help the employer to use them as a selector to see their performance, helps in measuring an aptitude of candidates and forecast their success, helps in reducing labor turnover and absenteeism, reduce costs to the company by conducting these tests. The limitations of the employment test are: using employment test as the only tool for selection may not give the accurate result. Tests may give unreliable results if used by incompetent person. Personal biases in conducting and checking tests may affect one's result. No test can measure with guarantee the complex combination of characteristics required in numerous positions. Nature of a person also affects the tests and its result. Let us now proceed to discuss the psychological tests. These are used for selecting suitable employees for the job. Psychological tests are based on objectives and are a standardized measure of a sample of behavior from which inferences about the future behavior and performance about the candidate are drawn. The main aim of these tests is to know about the abilities, aptitudes, interest, intelligence, personality of an individual in quantitative terms. According to Kaplan and Saccuso, a psychological test is a set of items designed to measure the characteristics of human beings that pertains to behavior. It is a sample of behavior. It means that using any such test, an individual is being judged on a specific behavior, or it can be used to predict a specific outcome. The behavior sample is obtained under standardized condition. The candidate who is tested through these psychological tests must face the identical conditions or certain conditions affecting their behavior. The standardized conditions are must, but it reduces between subject variability due to extraneous variables. There are established scoring rules for obtaining quantitative information from the behavior sample. Industrial psychologists have devised different tests on the basis that there is a difference between the individuals. These tests involve a task to be given to a candidate to see his psychological behavior for the job. The various psychological tests are stated as follows: aptitude test, achievement test, personality test, interest test. Aptitude test. Aptitude test helps in measuring the potential of the candidate to learn new job and skills for the job and its own development. These tests are of the following types: mental or intelligence test. It measures the IQ of a person and capacity to deal with new problem, including finding out the skills, memory, reasoning, and logic abilities of the employees, etc. These are expensive tests and are used to select the candidate from unskilled to skilled job. Mechanical aptitude test. The mechanical work handling is checked in this case. That is, how capable a person is in handling a particular machinery, to check his capacity for problem solving ability, visual insights, etc. These tests are conducted for pointing mechanics, mechanical technician, etc. Psychomotor or skills tests. These tests are suitable for workers in semi-skilled jobs such as packing, assembly work, etc. It measures person's ability to perform a specific job such as to determine mental dexterity or motor ability. Next is achievement test. What a person can do is listed by achievement test. It checks the skills of a person that has already acquired. These tests are of the following types: job knowledge or trade test. This test is used to judge the proficiency in the job and is required for technical jobs. For example, a recruitment of a stenographer in an office, a test can be given to check his typing speed, shorthand skills, etc. It is conducted for the selection of the stenographers, typists, salesperson, etc. Work sample test. A sample work as a test is given to the candidate to know about his ability and judge how efficiently the work is performed by him. Personality test. The personality tests are conducted to judge the overall personality of a candidate, including his intelligence, emotional aptitude, interests, etc. This test is used to find out candidates' morale, job satisfaction, and motivation, and how he would be reacting to different situations under stress. But to devise such a test to know all this is a difficult task. These tests are used to select supervisor, executives, and counseling people. It is widely used in the industry. The personality tests can be of the following types. Objective test. This test is used to know about self-sufficiency, self-confidence, etc. Projective test. This test is used to know about the projection of candidate's behavior and response to a particular figure or task to judge his nature and motives. Situation tests. This test analyzes how a candidate react to a particular situation, his ability to manage stress in a given situation, etc. is judged. Interest test. The interest of the candidate is judged through these tests, such as his fascination, involvement, special concerns, etc. It shows his interest in the job which would suit him and provide him a job satisfaction.
Now we are going to summarize actually what we have learnt in this module. Like we did, employment tests are conducted to match the requirement of the job truly with the prospective candidate. The basic idea behind conducting a test is to eliminate the applicants who are actually having a very little chance of selection. Employment tests can reduce the cost of the company in terms of selection and placement of the employees by eliminating unwanted persons through tests only. Tests are the standardized way of finding a right candidate for the right job. Psychological tests are based on objectives and are a standardized measure of a sample of behavior from which inferences about the future behavior and performance about the candidates are drawn. Aptitude test helps in measuring the potential of a candidate to learn new job and skills for the job and its own development. An aptitude test can be a mental, mechanical or psychomotor or skill test. Achievement test or proficiency test finds out what a person can do. It checks the skills of a person that he has already acquired. The personality tests are conducted to judge the overall personality of a candidate, including his intelligence, emotional aptitude and interest. This test finds the candidate morale, job satisfaction and motivation and how he would be reacting to different situations under stress. These tests can be objective tests, projective tests and a situation test.